Welcome to Cardiff City Stadium. Welcome to In the City Live. We're back, a couple of week break for away games, and now we're back at home against Burnley in what looks like a real winter clash with a promotion rival in Burnley. A really informed Burnley team as well. You know, unbeaten in 8 games, unbeaten since the turn of October. It's going to be a real battle out there. The pitch is sodden. It's throwing down with rain. I think it's going to be a really tricky encounter against a good team. And for Cardiff, it's a chance to get back on the horse, so to speak. It was a disappointing away performance against Derby last week. We held our own in the first 45 minutes, not so great in the second half, and Derby took control of that game. A very, very fine Derby team, must add. I think probably the best squad of players I've ever seen play at this level. So it'll be a real test for Cardiff out there today against the Burnley team, who we spoke to Russell a couple of minutes ago, and as he said there, they haven't lost too many players from the relegation campaign from the Premier League last season, and that's vitally important. And they've crucially added in certain areas. Joey Barton, a lot of experience in the centre of midfield, and Andre Gray, the informed striker in this division. He's the leading scorer. He's got 8 in his last 8 games, and he's really proving the match winner that they hoped they'd get when they paid all that money for him back in the summer from Brentford. So for Cardiff, a couple of changes to the team. There's a bit of a reshuffle in the ranks. Kagisha Dakashvi drops out. In comes Aaron Gunnison, returning to full fitness in the centre of midfield. There's a little switch as well, formation-wise, in the midfield. Joe Rods is going to come in and play narrow as a central midfielder. Peter Whittingham's going to go over to play on the left-hand side of midfield. I think, from what Russell was indicating, there was a toss-up between Anthony Pilkington and Peter Whittingham for that left-hand berth. Unfortunately, Anthony Pilkington didn't come through a pre-match fitness test, so it's Peter Whittingham that keeps his position on the left. Craig Noone holds his position on the right, and up front Tony Watt gets a start. He arrived, of course, midweek on loan from Charlton. He goes straight into the matchday team. He'll support Kenwyne Jones up front, so Joe Mason gets a bit of a rest, having played an awful lot of football so far this season. And the back 5 remains as is, with David Marshall in goals, and then left to right, Scott Malone, Matthew Connolly, Sean Morrison and Lee Peltier. So before we do anything else, let's throw you over to that interview that we pre-recorded with Russell SLADE, who gives us a little bit of an indication of what he's thinking heading into this afternoon's game. Probably the first game of real winter this afternoon. The weather's atrocious out there. It's going to be a real battle of attrition.
It certainly is. The conditions will play the part, that's for sure. Pitch is very, very heavy, and the rain doesn't look like it's going to stop. So tricky conditions. So both teams, same for both teams. So we have to adjust and adapt to those conditions today. Yeah,
and it's a really fine Burnley team in fine form we're up against. You know, they've haven't lost too many players from the Premier League campaign last year, and they've just rebuilt quickly and gone again, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they've got a very similar group, and then they had somebody like Andre Gray. So no, look, they're going to be there or thereabouts, and it's a strong test for us today. But again, it's another yardstick. Will give us an indication. We want to make things better after our defeat at Derby, which was tough, disappointing, and we're hoping that we can continue our own form, which has been strong, and get a positive result against a good side today.
I'm talking about an informed Andre Gray. It should be an intriguing battle with Andre Gray against arguably the informed centre-half pairing in the division.
Well, but as you know, by and large, we defended pretty well, particularly at home. And it will be a test. It will be a test, and the conditions will play a part. But I'm backing my 2 to come through, and let's hope we can keep him quiet today and score a few goals ourselves.
And looking at the team, bit of a reshuffle this afternoon. A flip-flop in position for Rolls and Whittingham, but of course they're interchangeable anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Pilkington failed a fitness test this morning, so there'll be no football for him today, which will go on to that left side pocket narrowed up. Joe will be in centre mid with Gunnison, who's now fit again, and Noone on the right hand side, and a debut for Tony Watt up front. So a few changes, yeah.
And what can we expect from Tony Watt? What are the assets that he holds that you brought him to this club?
Well, we're looking to try and get an hour out of Tony. Strong. He's keen. He's desperate to do well for us. He's missed a few weeks training before he came to us, but he's trained well this week. He looks positive. He's technically very good, and he'll play with no fear of that, I'm sure. And he'll turn and be very positive and go at the defenders, which is what we like to see.
I think that's what we've seen from him in recent seasons against Cardiff, isn't it? Is that he's a player capable of making something happen himself.
Yes, he is.
All been lacking a little bit.
Yes, he is. He can pick that ball up, run it, you get a shot off, and as we've all said in the game at the end of last season, he scored against us and produced an assist as well. So no, let's hope he can do that today.
Yeah, and finally from me, two good friends going up against each other today in goals. There's probably no better goalkeepers in this division, is there, than David Marshall and Tom Heaton?
No, two excellent goalkeepers who are currently in fantastic form. Let's hope mine continues.